What's going on, guys? It's your boy John, a Liquidator, coming back with a major story, and we're going to jump right into this one, man. So we know Project B is the hottest thing going right now for all of women's basketball. It ain't no secret. Everybody know the Saudis back behind it, allegedly. Everybody know they throwing big boy money around. They ain't playing no games. Well, guess what? We have the first Indiana Fever talking about this, and this is Sophie Cunningham. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. And we here. Now, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is big news. Now, Sophie Cunningham trying to play like she don't know what's going on and stuff like that with the Project B. But I'm here to tell you she's paying attention. If there's one thing about Sophie definitely paying attention to what's going on outside, guys, and that is exactly what's happening. A lot of stuff is going on outside, and what is affected outside is Project B. Project B is going to be the biggest thing in basketball very, very soon. I promise you. Guys, we're going to get basketball all year round. And Project B got so much money that it don't even matter. Your favorite players are going to play. I mean, I promise you they're going to play. Project B is about to destroy Unrivaled in any other damn league. Like I just seen a video earlier on TikTok. This lady, not TikTok, but on Twitter, this young lady talking about like all of the different leagues. I'm telling you, bro. After next year, ain't gonna be no more leagues. Project B's about to take it over. Now, with all that being said, man, Sophie Cunningham is definitely turning heads, dog. She ain't playing no games. Sophie Cunningham ain't playing no games, dog. I gotta be honest with you. We finna jump right into this, man. So we gonna read what Sophie said first before we go over this actual article. Now, Front Office Sports released an article about an hour ago. This stuff is brand new. And they asked Sophie Cunningham about this Project B. Goes on to say, Birdie tweeted out, shout out to you, Birdie. Sophie Cunningham on the CBA and potential lockout and on Project B. One of the things that opened us up because of the W's inability to pay players in other leagues popping up. Unrivaled, now we see Project B, multi-million-dollar deal. Where do you stand on Project B? Is that a league that you'll want to play in? Now, that is what Front Office Sports, more than likely, Andy Constable asked Sophie Cunningham. Goes on to say, Sophie said, I don't know too much about it. You know, you see stuff on social media. I told y'all, Sophie gonna see everything. But I also know how social media goes. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But you know, if people are going to be paying you multi-million-dollar deals, why would you not? That last part, why would you not? Sophie. Now, this is the actual article. Let's see who wrote. I bet you Annie wrote this. Annie Constable, I knew it. Sophie Cunningham isn't sure the WNBA will exist next year. Wow. Free agent guard Sophie Cunningham has become well known for her candor, whether it's on the court, in the face of opportunities, or dishing out hot takes on her podcast. Show Me Some. Cunningham has earned a reputation of WNBA's most unbiased. Cunningham was traded to the Fever, which we don't need to go over all that. She was Kayla Clark caddy, and her thoughts on Project B. She said, honestly, I think the missing piece is being healthy. I think that's the name of the game. And even when we're not healthy, we were a couple calls away from making it to the finals. So for us, I think just the amount of adversity that we had through that we went through this past year. She basically said that she went through a lot this past year. Now, why Annie didn't release a video, I don't know, guys, because I doubt if she did. She's old school media style. She probably had this on like a recorder or something, but each his own. We just go read it. Annie asked Sophie, what are your feelings as far as like likelihood that you'll be back with the fever. Now, this is a big one here. She stated, so we're all still keeping in touch, but obviously that's not a lot. There's really not a lot to talk about on there and are in until the CBA is done. So Sophie gonna kill her right then and there. Let's get into it. Where where do the negotiations stands? We're gonna skip past that. They ain't making no emotions. One of those things is obviously improved salaries, and then the other things is revenue structure. Then Sophie Cunningham said, I think people who are knowing the exact numbers are who probably should be talking. So Sophie Cunningham is avoiding all CBA questions and questions leaving the fever. Now we know that was a hot take, but y'all, what gets me, like, shout out to Andy Constable, but what gets me, because like I gotta take a dig at Scott Agnes, because Scott says things like rage bait content. Now her asking her if she's gonna leave Indiana, that ain't a rage bait question. Huh, Scott? See, y'all picking and choosing. So I want to see if Scott gonna keep the same energy with with Annie asking her questions. You know, that's like my whole thing. You know, because that was kind of a rage bait question. Sophie Cunningham more than likely gonna stay. This article came out yesterday about CBA negotiations. CBA negotiation, what's at stake for Kathy Ingeber. I don't know what this is. What's this?
Condition that they requested
Oh, this is
and that
the little update. Let's listen to this.
Right, Malika. Well, most people around the league did expect this extension to be agreed upon, but that caveat was a little bit of a surprise. And for the players, they saw this as a condition that they requested and that they felt was necessary to have included for them to agree to this extension. And that's because they thought it would help add urgency for both sides to continue to negotiate in good faith to try to get a deal done. And I think it's also important as we are thinking about this extension, the 30 days. I saw people online who were confused why maybe it wasn't 60 days like the last time that there was a CBA negotiation, or if they can extend it additionally after November 30th, they can. But keep in mind, there's actually a pretty big time crunch in the WNBA this offseason. They have to take into account that there's a two-team expansion draft on the way for the Portland Fire and the Toronto Tempo. And then also all but two of the league's veterans are hitting free agency. So that's going to be a very robust, active period that they will have to keep into account. So both sides in general, I think you could say it would behoove them to try and get a deal done that they're okay with.
So that was Alexa pretty much summing up this little article here, which we're not going to get into all that, man, but definitely let me know y'all thoughts about this. Keep them bells on. I will be back with another video today. Until next time, man, shake the headers off. I'm out of here, bro. Peace out.